For 20 years, I've traveled the globe coaching hundreds of founders on starting and growing their businesses, but I see the same exact mistakes repeated. In this video, I want to share 10 common mistakes many first-time founders make. This way, you can avoid them and don't burn your business before you even finish year one. In our first business in 2003, my co-founder and I kept procrastinating. We told ourselves we needed a perfect business plan. We needed a perfect pricing plan and a perfect pitch. But the truth was, we were just avoiding rejection. Fear often keeps founders from doing the one thing that matters, and that is talking to potential clients. They're afraid no one will buy or even care. But you can't avoid asking people to buy your service. Sales isn't part of business, it is business. You're not supposed to be Superman or Superwoman from day one. Just get out there, pitch, and fail fast. That is the only way you'll get over that fear. Mistake number 2 is chasing problems not enough people will pay for. This often happens when a founder is passionate about a particular problem, which is great, but if no one is pulling out their wallet, you're running a charity, not a business. Instead, validate the problem first. Is it painful enough that people will pay to make it go away? If not, pivot. If you're not sure how to validate your idea, follow my 10+5 template below. Speak with 10 potential clients and research 5 competitors, then assess your idea. Another big mistake is when a founder thinks they're too smart to question their own assumptions. They fall in love with their vision and ignore any data that brings in contradiction. I once worked with a physician who wanted to build an online platform for medical second opinions. He spent over $50,000 before he realized the degree of legal complications is beyond him. Always look for ways to disprove your idea and the problem you have identified. I know this sounds counterintuitive, but the quicker you find cracks, the safer your bet. Some cracks are totally okay though, because if you wait for perfection, you'll never start. In fact, perfection is a trap. Too many founders and want-to-be founders tweak and plan endlessly without launching. The solution? Just-in-time planning. Map the next milestone, not the next 5 years. Your first client won't come from a perfect website. They'll come from imperfect action. Get scrappy and land that first client. As Reid Hoffman, founder of LinkedIn, said, if you're not embarrassed by your first product, you launched too late. Your business will evolve, and so should your plans. Mistake number 5 is being too picky with pricing, clients, or projects. You may really want that midtown high-rise client, but that might be 2 or 3 years later. Maybe helping the boba shop down the road is your road to midtown. My 8-figure business started by selling to a Greek diner down the road from me in Santa Clara. Beggars can't be choosers, so early on, say yes more than no. Get experience, gather testimonials, and after you have some momentum, you can get more picky. I once helped a highly qualified language instructor grow his small business. After a few months, I suggested doubling his prices. He freaked out. What if my students leave? I explained, even if half of them do, which is unlikely, you'll still make the same for half the effort. He was stumped and made the change. The strategy worked. He was on cloud 9. But momentum can be intoxicating. A little success can lead to complacency, but remember, your comfort zone is a cage. Mistake number 6 is getting comfortable. Aikido taught me the power of Shoshin, the beginner's mind. Staying curious no matter how advanced I get. The moment you stop learning, your business stops as well. To grow, you must constantly level up. No new skills, no new business. So keep learning sales, marketing, leadership, or whatever your gap is, and continuously in your specialty. And don't be afraid to learn on the job at all. That's how real growth happens. Mistake number 7 is trying to do everything alone. The solo genius is a myth. Find a mentor, a community, or ideally a business partner. In all of my 7 ventures, I've always had co-founders and business partners. It worked well for all involved. So surround yourself with people who challenge and support you. Isolation kills momentum. Mistake number 8 is not asking for advice, especially when things aren't working. Some founders don't realize the value of experienced advisors. A short conversation with an experienced business person can save you months of work and tens of thousands of dollars. Ask me how I know. The fastest way to grow and actually survive is by seeking those who have been there before you. A study by the UPS store looked at small businesses that received mentoring and found that 70% of them survived 5 years or longer. They then looked at small businesses that had not received mentoring and found that only 35% of them survived 5 years or longer. I've seen firsthand how advisors help new founders survive and succeed by making sure that these founders avoid the same mistakes the advisors made when they were building their own businesses. Ask for advice and return to your mentors with results, even if you fail. Mistake number 9 is under-niching and over-niching. Too broad and you're forgettable. Too narrow and you're starving. Find the sweet spot. Here's an example. I help businesses with marketing. You guessed it, too broad. Now here's the other one. I help vegan, eco-friendly startups optimize their Instagram stories for Gen Z audiences in Austin, Texas. You guessed it again, way too niche. A balanced approach would be, I help e-commerce brands scale through paid ads and email marketing. Watch this video here to help you decide how niche your business should go. The last mistake is complaining. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but no one cares if you had a tough day, or if your leads aren't responding, or if you are stretched thin and don't have time for Netflix. The enterprise of entrepreneurship rests on overcoming challenges. Business is problem solving at scale. Every challenge is an invitation to adapt. If it were easy and the answers stood in plain sight, everyone would start a business and get rich. So shift your mindset from complaining to let me get my hand dirty and figure things out. If any of these mistakes hit home, good. It means you're self-aware enough to change, but awareness isn't enough. You need guidance, support, and others to keep you in check. That's exactly what you'll find in my community. You can save years by getting the support you need and work side by side with other founders building service businesses. Like the link below. Want to close your first deal? Check out this video here.